First, let's take a look at the Moodle learning environment. After successfully logging into Moodle, your learner dashboard will appear. In the main window of your dashboard, you will see all of the courses available to you. Click on the name of the course you are enrolled in to begin. In this case, you would click on the course titled GIPS Eval 2017. Next, you will see a menu block of lesson modules for the course. To open a lesson module, click on the red module title next to the lesson packet. So I'm going to click here on Introduction to Booklet Evaluation. There's the lesson packet. I'll click on the lesson title. When the module opens, click on Normal Mode and then click Enter. When you first open the module, an alert box may appear asking whether you'd like to continue where you left off. Depending on the way a course is set up, you may be able to restart the course from the beginning. That is not the case with the lessons in this course, however. Because you are required to complete a lesson before you can restart it, just click OK. When the lesson opens, you may notice that you need to adjust the viewing area in your browser window. There are two ways you can do this. First, in the upper left-hand corner, you can click on the arrow to hide the course object title. Next, you may need to adjust the bottom of the viewer window. To do that, move your cursor until it hovers over the bottom of the window, and then just drag that screen down. You need to move this up a little bit until you can view the entire lesson in your window and until you can see this blue play bar at the bottom of your screen. There are several ways for you to navigate through the lessons in this course. You can move from slide to slide in the lesson using navigation buttons on the slides themselves, such as this Start button or these navigation arrows. You can also use the play bar at the bottom of each slide or the table of contents. I want to first show you how to use the navigation buttons on the slides because that is the recommended way to move through the lesson, especially if it is your first time through. These interactive elements have been included on the slides as pacing guides. Using the navigation arrows and buttons on the slides will ensure that you are accessing all of the content available, including information, practice exercises, and assessments. Slides that have navigation arrows or other interactive buttons require you to click on the arrow or the button to advance to the next slide. You may also use these buttons to move backward through the presentation. If there aren't any navigation arrows or buttons on a slide, the slide will advance automatically after content has been presented and narration is finished. If there is audio or video included on a slide, it will start automatically when the slide starts. Another way for you to navigate through a lesson is to use the play bar at the bottom of the slide. Let's look at the buttons on the left side of the play bar first. The play button allows you to play or pause slides in the lesson. The arrow buttons allow you to move forward or backward one slide at a time. The restart button takes you back to the start of the lesson. These buttons may be used to navigate through all the slides in a lesson except the quiz slides. On the right side of the play bar, the button with the speaker icon is a mute button. Clicking on this button will mute any audio that is playing on a slide. The next button to the right is the Table of Contents button. Clicking on this button opens the table of contents for the lesson. The table of contents shows all of the slides in the lesson. You can jump quickly to any slide in the lesson by clicking on its name in the table of contents. A word of caution when navigating through slides using the table of contents. Quiz slides are labeled by numbers in the table of contents. In this course, quizzes are set up so that learners must answer each question to advance to the next slide. If you accidentally click on a quiz slide, you will be taken to that slide and will not be able to navigate away from the quiz until you work through answering all of the questions. So be very careful when using the table of contents for navigation. To close the table of contents, either click on the Table of Contents button on the play bar, or click on the double arrow button, this small gray button at the top next to the heading on the table of contents. Finally, on the play bar, the last button on the far right is the Close button. Clicking on this button will immediately exit the lesson and return you to your user dashboard in Moodle. Whenever you close out of a lesson in this course, your data and your place in the lesson are automatically saved, so you can return to where you left off when you open the lesson again. Let's get back to the lesson so I can show you examples of some of the different types of slides and activities you will encounter in your lessons. The first slide is an introductory slide. All of the slides in this course will have this type of slide at the beginning. Click the Start button here to navigate to the next slide. The next slide includes a video. In this course, all videos on slides are set to begin automatically when the slide opens, so you do not have to manually start any videos. As a user, you do have control over the videos, however. If you hover your cursor or click near the bottom of the video window, a control bar will pop up. This includes standard video controls: rewind, play or pause, stop, and a slider to jump to any frame in the video. There is also a volume control slider. And although there is a toggle button to switch to a full screen view, this feature is not currently available in this course. On presentation slides such as this one that contain audio narration, the audio will begin automatically when the slide opens. For these slides, use the mute button on the play bar to turn off audio if you just want to read the text on the slide. Do not use the pause button on the play bar, or you may interfere with animations or other interactive elements on the slide. Click on each tab to learn. On a slide with interactive features, you will be instructed how to use the features through audio or text instructions included on the slide. There are also interactive buttons included on the slides that will take you to documents or other course materials that have been made available to you. You can access these materials and view them online. You may also download them to your computer or print them out. To close out of these documents, just click the X on the tab that is opened in a separate window, and you'll be taken back to the course. Here's an example of a quiz slide. On the quiz slides, you will notice that there aren't any navigation arrows and the play bar is hidden. That is because quiz questions require you to click on or type in a response to continue to the next slide. Once you begin a quiz, there is no way to navigate out of the quiz other than to finish the quiz or to exit the lesson. Keep in mind, when you open the lesson again, you will pick up in the place where you left off, even if it is in the middle of a quiz. Occasionally, there will be knowledge check questions embedded into quizzes. These questions are included for you to test your understanding of a concept, but they do not count toward your quiz score. Slides with knowledge check questions may include navigation arrows or buttons that allow you to move to the previous or next slide, or in some cases they may advance automatically after you have satisfactorily completed an activity. On the final slide of a lesson, you may have the option to exit the lesson and return to your course menu in Moodle, or restart the lesson. You should now be ready to begin your first lesson. Click on the Exit button on the play bar to return to the main course menu in Moodle. Then click on the first module, Introduction to Booklet Training, to begin. Good luck!